Today's launch of Eutelsat 9B is the culmination of several years of hard work by everyone involved. So anticipation of this upcoming launch is quite high. The 705,000 kilogram or 1.5 million pound rocket with payload awaits final countdown.
As we look at Eutelsat 9B on Launch Pad 39 in Baikonur, we are all thinking of the unbelievable amount of time and effort by ILS and its partners at Eutelsat, Airbus, Kurnichev, and their consultants and vendors. From conception to design to manufacture and to launch and finally into operation, this is a large-scale operation involving a lot of precision planning and detailed execution by all involved. Mission teams are in their places in the launch bunker, control rooms, ground stations, and communication centers around the world. The most recent weather readings indicate that we are still within the wide Proton design envelope for launch. And so, the final go for launch polling has been completed. 42 seconds now before launch. We've got a great view of the rocket on the pad, clear skies in the early morning in Baikonur. This is it's resting comfortably on pad 39 before the big event. Just 25 seconds left in the count. And now, I will step aside as we watch together the launch of Eutelsat 9B. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition. And we have liftoff of an ILS Proton from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan with the Eutelsat 9B satellite on board. About 10 seconds after liftoff, the vehicle does a roll maneuver to align the launch vehicle pitch axis with the northeasterly launch azimuth. The vehicle will soon experience maximum dynamic pressure, or max Q, which is when the aerodynamic stresses on the vehicle in atmospheric flight are at their peak. For Proton, max Q occurs about 1 minute, 2 seconds after liftoff, at a velocity of Mach 1.6, and is sometimes accompanied by a visible condensation if atmospheric and lighting conditions are favorable. 45 seconds into the mission. Still getting a good view of the launch vehicle as it heads downrange. Now 1 minute into the flight, and so we're just now passing through the period of maximum dynamic pressure. Everything seems to be proceeding nominally as the vehicle ascends over the Cosmodrome in a northeasterly direction with a flight launch azimuth of approximately 61.3 degrees. And reports from Baikonur are that it's a great view, very clear. They're really enjoying the spectacular view of this downrange event. 1 minute, 40 seconds into the flight. We're coming up on the first stage of separation from the second stage that is set to occur at 2 minutes into the flight. On clear nights, observers at the Baikonur Cosmodrome may be able to see a bit of a halo effect of light as the second stage engines ignite prior to the separation from the first stage. And you saw it there. It was a great shot at 2 minutes into the flight. We have confirmation of ignition of the second stage, as you saw it visually, and a good separation from the first stage. Now 2 minutes and 22 seconds into the flight, the launch vehicle appears as a point of light in the sky heading downrange. It would appear that we have a confirmation of planned level of thrust on all 4 second stage engines. The second stage will operate for about 3 minutes and 27 seconds. And just getting official confirmation from Baikonur of the first and second stage separation as we noted visually. The next key mission milestone will be separation of the third stage from the second stage at L plus 5 minutes and 27 seconds. 20 seconds after that event, the payload-faring pyros will fire, separating the two halves and jettisoning them from the vehicle. Lastly, as the ILS Proton travels northeasterly downrange from Kazakhstan into Russia, our viewers will notice some brief planned time lags in our reporting of key mission milestones, as the telemetry has to be relayed from multiple ground stations.
The first burn of the BRISM upper stage is scheduled for completion about 16 minutes into the flight. After that burn, we'll conclude our live coverage. Now here's a video about some of the technical advances featured in Eutelsat 9B, prepared especially for this launch by ESA and Airbus.